Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing start to your day. So all my alerts right now are going off for you guys. A friendly little reminder. You guys is actually not up. I think some people were saying you guys shows up like 900%. Your account should adjust, right? It went through a reverse stock split. We talked about this a week or 2 weeks ago. They simply went through, I think it's a 1 in 10 or 10 in 1 reverse stock split, meaning that they simply reduced the amount of shares available. I'm sorry for all the alerts. All the alerts are getting triggered as those don't readjust. But if I'm not mistaken, you guys is actually down 11%. So it's unfortunate. As of right now, this is really what I'm going to be paying attention to. Right now, we received a really strong push up on natural gas. There's just so many alerts going off right now. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Let me make this a little bit smaller. Boom. How's your guys' morning going? You guys all good? I know it's a little early for some of you. You guys are just getting ready for the holidays. I just want to end it on a good note. It doesn't have to be green. Again, so that's something to work towards, something that we have to work towards as day traders every single day. I just want it to be fun. I want it to be enjoyable, and I think that we can do that today. So, what's going on, Pascal? What's up? Happy holidays. So, overall, the direction for natural gas, it has been selling off. It's been getting rejected by this middle VWAP. Market just opened, and again, it has been a very common thing where we see a change of direction. Just so you guys could all see, no working orders, no filled orders at Ameritrade pre-market hours. I almost did, but again, I'm still a little bit under the weather from what's it called? My trip to, where was it? Denver, Colorado. It is so cold over there. It is unreal. It is like unreal how cold it gets. I don't think I've ever been in 0-degree weather, and let me tell you, I ain't looking to go back. I used to think I almost liked the cold. Let me tell you, nope, definitely not a thing. So again, I just want to have fun with this. So I'm gonna buy 50 shares, and I'm just gonna try to, what's it called? Let's see, 50 shares. Just get some skin in the game, right? There it goes. So 176.70 is where I got filled with 50 shares, and there's a quick change of direction potentially, or a quick move. Where are we at right now? So we're at 176.50 and 176.88. There it goes. So Colorado is the best. Hey, well, I'm glad that you like living there. That's good. That's always good to hear. Here we go. So again, natural gas or degas is around this middle VWAP area. So we're going to have to watch this very carefully. I'm going to set my alert here. Again, just because my position size is smaller than it normally is, doesn't mean that I have to be just okay with leaving my stock alone, right? I also want to be alerted if we begin to show signs of an uptrend, and then we can go from there as well. So looking at /NG, this is kind of what we got going on right now. So again, it is overall a descending pattern. It was really trading in between the SMA line and the bottom VWAP. And then now we began to indicate signs of an uptrend. It's still holding above the EMA line. So overall, natural gas is still a little bit more on the bullish side, but it's very overbought. Looking at the R side, looking at the MACD, there's no question that I think it's due for a pullback, but we'll have to see what happens here and if it actually begins to pull back. So I'm going to set an alert on both sides. We got DGAS right now. Big push. DGAS right now trading between 176 and 176.30. There it goes. Popped right back down. So, guys, I made myself a little bit of a snack. I'm sorry. My stomach was grumbling. I don't know if you guys have ever... Oh, there it goes. Woo! Whoa. I'm going to hold off on this. Looks like there's a lot of movement right now. This apple is not good. Let's see. There we go. Are we going to find a support? Again, old resistance levels can become new support levels. We've talked about that before. We're up a whole $26. Ooh, not bad, not bad. Let's see where we're at. What's going on, Adrian? What's up? What's up? See what we got going on here. Are we going to make lower lows? That's what I'm waiting for. Again, trying to have fun with it, trying to enjoy the process, right? No reason to force, especially with the market just opening, no reason to force a trade or try to make it all happen super quick. We got ticker symbol Road breaking above $18. Nice. What's going on, Adrian? What's up? What's up? Aloha. I like that. We're not moving much. Let's see. Good morning. What's going on, Victor? What's going on, Tyrell? Good morning. Good morning. Adrian. All right, solid pullback there. Testing. See, testing that SMA line as a support right now, 2.22 for that contract. I don't know what we have as this contract over here. No, 2.22. Here we go. Let's see what we got going on. Ooh, picking back up. Test, test, test. So again, I am waiting for natural gas to make lower lows and see if we can continue to sell off. That's kind of the direction that it had during the pre-market session. Again, we did pick up above the SMA line. So, you know, direction can always change. And there it goes. It looks like it's trying to find a support. So we're going to have to have some form of risk management here, right? Alrighty. Good morning, good morning. So we're testing 2.22. So what we got going on here? From Sweden. Ooh, I like that. My first live. What's going on, Anthony? Welcome. So we're getting a lot of consolidation. Is it just me, or is the volume a little low? Normally it doesn't move this slow. Maybe it's because we're approaching the holidays. People getting an early start. Wouldn't be much of a surprise if we don't see too much volatility, but I thought because of what happened, we would have seen a little bit more than this. But what's going on, Dan? I like that, Tyrell. Here it goes. Testing. DGAS at 177. Picking right back up. A lot of buyers. Here it goes. So I didn't think about that. Should we expect a lot of volatility within the holiday at all? I would say that the best way to kind of think about it is like Fridays. I view where I approach the market normally a couple days or the day before a big holiday, kind of like Friday going into the weekend. A lot of people are not going to be trading during the holidays. They're going to pull out a decent amount of money. There it goes. Natural gas pulling back, broke below 2.20. Let's see if we could see a sell-off. So that means DGAS is on the move up. But that's just the way that I think about it based off of my experience. And feel free to get your own judgment on it. Obviously, if news comes out, that will always drive demand. But altogether, you just have to think about it as an investor, as a trader, especially approaching the holidays. You might get an early start, and therefore, the amount of time that you might be spending in the actual market might not just be as great, right? So nothing wrong with that. It's just something that you have to be aware of. So if you don't see a big play, don't force it, right? Enjoy the process, have fun with it, and yeah, that's really just it. So how did you guys shoot up 700%? It did not. It went through a reverse stock split. We talked about this about a week ago. All right, here we go. That's my little joke of the day. There it goes. Approaching previous support. So I'm going to do my part and just lock in profits. And yep, that's really just it. So my thing looks a little funky right now. All right, whatever. Where are we at? Dang, that's all. I thought I would be up a little bit more. Okay. Joke was Forte. My average purchase price. Whoa, I did not know that that was my average purchase price was that high. That's a bummer. Should have locked it in then. Yep, definitely. And there it goes. Big push up. All right. Let's see. Pulling back. Picked right back up. Here we go. All right, so natural gas is pulling back a little bit once again. Here it goes, getting rejected by this EMA line. We'll see what we got going on here. Whoa, big gap. 22. I'm just gonna have to do my part in managing risk. So sucks, but it happens, right? I don't think I left enough margin. I thought there's I averaged up, and my second purchase price was a little bit too high. So yeah, I'm just gonna close out here. I don't think I'll get filled. Okay. Let's see. Nope, and it's picking right back up. Bummer. Okay. Well, there we go. So I ended up cutting losses. I lost 22 cents per share, $34. I know it could I know it could go according to plan. I know it could still sell off, but being completely honest, looking at the MACD, looking at the RSI, and looking at how we're consolidating, this is what I'm trying to focus on right now. And there it goes. That would have been like my break even. But looking at how it's consolidating right here, I was just uncertain, right? I was uncertain that, hey, this thing can pick up. And if this thing begins to pick up for natural gas, that's going to send degas down pretty aggressively, right? I'll be down about $100, $150, maybe $200 when I can just do my part in managing my risk at $34. You know, it sucks that you take a red trade, but I think that we can all agree that, you know, when it comes down to the big picture and hitting your daily goal, I would rather just keep my losses much smaller and work towards, you know, waiting for a big opportunity. I should have waited for a bigger play. I thought we had a pretty decent one. I'm being completely honest. I thought we did. Looking at how natural gas was so overbought, I just did a very poor job averaging up on my position. So as natural gas sold off, I just did a very poor job averaging up. I waited, I think, a little bit too long, and then I went into aggressive, and I bought at way too high of a price point. So that's my mistake for this trade. I think I bought at 177.49 for my second purchase, which is pretty high. I mean, it's one of the higher price points in what DGAS has hit since the market's open. So that's my mistake. Learning from it, right? It's great to average up as long as it makes sense. If there's not enough margin, or, you know, I thought that we're going to hit 178 or 178.50, and there it goes. It looks like it's now beginning to push up. Natural gas is getting rejected by the EMA line, but I felt like my 150 share position size was maybe a little bit too big to be testing out. You know, it was still uncertain, and I don't like being uncertain and with a pretty decent position size. 150 shares isn't the biggest, but, you know, it was enough for me to feel uneasy. So do people lose money when the stock goes through a reverse stock split? So when you go through a reverse stock split, you don't necessarily lose money. It's the action of the reverse stock split and what people make of it that normally you tend to lose money. So normally when a regular company goes through a reverse stock split, it's not a positive action. That's not a good thing that the company is doing. It's pretty much just trying to not manipulate the price, but pretty much make it seem more valuable per share than it actually is, which is super clear to the general public. So therefore, it tends to sell off, and that sell off is what loses people money, not the actual reverse stock split. I hope that makes sense. And there it goes, 17735. You see, if I would have had a smaller position size, hey, it would have not been too bad. Would have probably held it, but I didn't. So again, watch that position size. Let's keep it small. Or I don't want to say let's keep it small. Make sure you're comfortable with it, right? So right now, DGAS is at 177.42 and 177.55. So it looks like we're approaching the same general support. It could continue to sell off or find a support here once again. So again, don't be afraid to lock in profit. Brian, just because UGAS goes through reverse split doesn't mean that DWT has to as well, or DGAS or any of them. It's whatever one assigned a reverse stock split is the one that goes through it. Me neither. What happened with DWT? That because it's trading at such a low price point that it should go through a reverse stock split? Is that what you're saying? That's not necessarily the case. It's up to the owners of whatever the group that runs these series of UGAS. So or for like UGAS and DGAS, it's a specific company that will assign a reverse split. Just because something trades below $5 doesn't always mean that it will go through it. So, correct, yeah. So they're the ones that decided. They're the ones that decided to go through the reverse split, right? If the people for DWT and UWT don't decide to push it, it's their decision. It's not something that we get to decide as traders. It's whoever runs it gets to decide. So normally, and that's why I said that, normally you tend to see companies as they begin to trade below $10 or $5 that they'll most likely go through a reverse stock split. UGAS and DGAS tend to do it a little bit more often than the other ones. So turn your heaters on, natural gas can rise. That is funny. You guys crack me up when you guys say things like that. What's Vinny's question? No, Vinny, so it's normally a negative catalyst for companies, right? UGAS and DGAS they trade off of the overall demand of natural gas. So therefore, these specific ETNs, like it would have not 100% made sense that just because it went through a reverse stock split, that natural gas would have sold off. Natural gas doesn't react on UGAS actions. It's UGAS reacts on natural gas actions. So I need you guys to understand that it's different when you're trading a company and it's different when you're trading a commodity, right? And then it's very different when you're trading an ETF or an ETN that moves based off of the movement of a commodity. And that's what we have going on for UGAS. So if there's a positive action or positive news for UGAS, then we would have gone through the reverse split and then natural gas and UGAS would have gone up. But if I think you're trying to hint on the idea that normally when a company goes through a reverse stock split, it's a negative notion, right? UGAS is not a company, right? Therefore, it's different. So it wasn't just a coin flip that, hey, it's going through a reverse stock split on the 23rd. It's DGAS time. Nothing like that. Correct, Victor. Getting some consolidation here. It looks like it's trying to build a support, so be careful for all those that are still holding potentially DGAS. We'll see if it continues to sell off, but it wouldn't be much of a surprise if we begin to push up looking at these indicators. So you guys are saying look at JNUG. How is it trading off of this? Okay. Looks like it's riding the middle view up and top view up pretty nicely. The EMA line seems to be a pretty decent indicator. The 1 day 5 minute chart, yeah. I would look into a little bit more of what's causing it to push up. I wouldn't necessarily know off the top of my head. So it definitely looks like it's still pushing up. It looks a little bit more on the overbought side, but if it continues to rally and the demand is there, then it wouldn't be much of a surprise if it does continue to push up. So alrighty. So Ricky, will you be picking up another flip? Is this a house flip? Of course, Brett. I appreciate you asking. Super overbought. I would be very cautious for a potential pullback. Look at it right in the middle VWAP. I'd be very careful for a pullback, and yeah, it'd be great if it does continue to rally, but I would not feel comfortable holding this. I would say that it wouldn't be much of a surprise if it does begin to pull back, right? Let me look at bigger charts. Oh, well, it does have a lot of margin to recover, so you can kind of go either way, but I just would not feel comfortable, especially going into the holidays, to hold this overnight. So yes, will you be picking up another flip? Yeah. I didn't tell you guys just because it's been pretty crazy the past week or so, but the first flip that I officially did, right, that I funded and we did the rehab on, is now listed for sale. So we have our first person checking it out today. Lenny is showing it, so that's pretty exciting. And I have another property that I'm going to be, I funded one last week, so that was my 11th. I talked about that, right? And then I have another one that I'm funding on the 30th of December. So it's been a pretty productive, here it goes, BA pulling back. So it's been a pretty productive month of December. And I'm the one that's going to be on the 30th is just a hard money loan. So it's not that much. It's 140,000. It's not with Lenny. It's going to be with someone that I've met before. This one's going to be for about 4 to 5 months. And I just want to test the waters with this individual. And I know they've done a couple flips before, but I want to see how they work. I want to see how everything kind of goes hand in hand, and we can kind of go from there. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you guys up to date with it. I was thinking about making a video, but maybe once I check out the property, it would make a little bit more sense. So here it goes. Diaz, there it goes. 177.51, 177.66, beginning to push up. So what are your profit margins looking like? It's a hard money loan, so I make 12% off of what I lend out. So I believe it's 140,000 that he was requesting. Here it goes, new lows on natural gas. Let's see if this pushes up Diaz. We're at 177.70, so pretty nice there. There it goes, about to break that support. So congrats to all those that held. I condole you, right? But don't be afraid to lock in profits. You guys were able to do something that I didn't feel comfortable doing, which is admirable, right? So congrats on that. But let's feel comfortable with our trades. Let's feel comfortable with it. Let's enjoy the process, and let's not force them. So all right. Let's see what we got going on. What do you guys have going on for the holidays? I was going to ask you guys. I know it sucks, right? We're not going to be going live tomorrow or the next day. Kind of bummy, right? But what do you guys have going on? You guys going to spend time with friends, family? Some of you guys, are you guys going to be working? Live chat. Script writing, sadly work, gonna spend time work, then family after. Going to Seattle, I like it. Oh, I like that, Jesus. Oh, I like that, staying home. I like that, Justin. Working, Scott. Made new highs. Driving to work. Just getting out and snowboarding some more. I like that, Ryan. I like that, Zach. Nice. Spending time with some good friends. LPP Mobile. Last minute shopping. I'm right there with you. Huge push up on D-gas. It just broke above 178. So there it goes, 178.18, 177.87. I like that. Congrats to all those that held. It looks like natural gas is selling off once again. We're approaching to potentially make new lows. Let's see it, 178.30. Oh, here it goes, here it goes. Testing it. We're pretty close, the bid and the ask. I like that. Little pullback. Yeah, resist the FOMO, people. I know. It sucks sometimes when you decide to cut losses and then it goes according to plan. But again, we're not here to take hopeful positions. And think about this big picture. Right now, yes, it does suck because it did play out in our favor. But if you think about it, big picture, the action that I took of keeping my losses small will pay off for the longevity of my trading career, right? Because if things began to go south, then I at least would have kept my risk much smaller, right? So I think that's a way to think about it. It does suck. I could think about it in a way that like, wow, I would have been up $200, $250 at this point, right? I missed out. But again, that's a very hopeful position, especially at a point where I was uncertain of the direction. So let me know what you guys think about that. I know a lot of you guys sometimes get FOMO, sometimes want to enter a position again as it continues to rally, and then get put in uncomfortable situations. So just wanted to get your guys' input on that. There it goes. Looks like it's dropping. Ooh, picked right back up. Let's see. I'm not seeing any more of a big play. Natural gas is selling off, but it's sold off enough, and I don't want to touch UGAS because it's so bearish right now. So I'm going to have to, oh, here it goes, testing that support once again. No. Let's see. Oop, testing it. That's what we got going on. Testing that support. So again, previous lows are around this general area, 2.211. Not bad. There it goes. DGAS at 178.50. Would you look at that? Yeah, I did a quick little breakdown on JNUG, and I did think that it was a little bit more on the overbought side. But again, if the demand continues to be there and it continues to rally, then that's the direction. I just think it's too early to tell if that's going to happen. So, but yeah, I want to see. It looks like I'm going to have to give this a little bit more time. It looks like we built a support around this general area right now. I want to explain to you what my ideal play would look like. I think, and give me your guys' opinion on it. Well, natural gas is about to make new lows, so that's in favor of DGAS, obviously. But I think DGAS is a little bit too overbought right now. That's my opinion, right? And it's approaching a previous support level on natural gas, that it wouldn't be much of a surprise if it does sell off a little bit more, but then it begins to pick up. And I don't want to ride UGAS, right? So I want the same play that we saw here form again, where natural gas becomes overbought, it begins to pull back, and then I can ride it as it corrects itself. That's the same setup that I would really like to see and that I want to wait for. I'm okay with accepting my $34 loss if that's what it comes down to. But I do not want to enter a position hoping that either natural gas continues to sell off so I can make money off of degas, or that I enter UGAS when the overall direction is not in my favor. So let me know what you guys think about that breakdown. If you guys are going to be asking me, what am I waiting for, or, why am I not taking another position, is because I would really like to wait for that specific setup. Let me know if you think that makes sense, and we can kind of go from there. I do want to let you guys know, since you guys were all sharing what you guys are doing for the holidays, I'm flying back for 2 days to California to visit my family. I actually have a flight in about 3 hours. So I'm going to get ready. I'm going to pack up. I have all my alerts set on this, and I'm going to be flying out there and spending some time with the family, and then I fly back here on the 25th, right? And then I spend Christmas Day or evening or night with my girlfriend and her family. So that's pretty much what I have planned. Nothing crazy, but would you say that natural gas is beginning to consolidate? That's what it looks like. But again, natural gas is so bearish right now. It wouldn't be much of a surprise if it just aggressively sells off. And that's why I'm trying to be extra careful. Yeah. You could wait for that. I want to wait for a proper setup on natural gas. That's what I would like to wait for. So do you let your alerts on your phone? Yep. That's how I get alerted normally, off of my phone, and if I see a decent setup, then I could go from there. But I'll set my alerts down here just so I can stay up to date with the overall direction of natural gas, and then we can go from there. But I just wanted to, I wanted to trade with you guys this morning. I'm going to be messaging you guys tomorrow as well. I wanted to just remind you, again, one of the reasons that I enjoy doing what I do every single day is not necessarily just because of the money. The money is it's definitely rewarding, but looking back and why I started to day trade is I genuinely enjoy the challenge. And I got a couple messages when I posted on Instagram of what's stopping you from achieving your goal? And a lot of people were saying that they're losing motivation. And I have two things to share with you guys, especially during the holidays. One of the things that initially motivated me when I first got started was I watched the Fast and the Furious movies, and I wanted to buy a fast car. I wanted to buy a GTR. Therefore, that's initially what motivated me at a very early age. What I began to see is as I began to make money, not in the stock market, but as I got a job and I began to make money elsewhere, right? I began to notice that it wasn't so much about the money anymore that was bringing me back to the market. It was more about the enjoyment that I got when I had a successful trade or when I managed my risk accordingly. Do you guys kind of get what I mean? The challenges that come with the market. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys. It's not always so much about the money, but I just want to remind you that, again, if you're losing motivation, then maybe the reason that you're doing it is not something that is that great of a motive. Just something to think about, right? I have found it to be much more motivating when I work for my family, right? Or my future family, or people that I want to help out around me, right? I find that to be a much more sustainable motivation that isn't just so centered around the idea of the monetary aspect. But again, that's just me. Of course, it's great to make good money, right? There's no question about that. Of course, it's great to be able to make money from everywhere. But again, it's not always about the money that's going to bring you joy, right? Especially during the holidays. And I think this is when it becomes super apparent. So just something to think about, right, over the holidays. Just make sure that whatever it is that you invest your time into, not just money, but your time into, it's something that you find worthwhile. And that's really just it. So I really do appreciate you guys and the time that you guys invest into our community and making it what it is. And if there's anything that I can do to better assist you, then please do not hesitate to send me a message and let me know what I can do to be more of assistance. But I really do appreciate you guys' time. I wish you guys an amazing and blessed holiday. I will be messaging you guys tomorrow, so don't think that you're just going to get rid of me right now. But I'll be messaging you guys all tomorrow within Discord, and just wishing you and your family and loved ones a happy holiday. So really do appreciate you guys' time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.